So, good morning everybody and thanks for coming. Go Purple Day is an initiative by An Garda Síochána with the support of the Domestic Abuse Services nationwide to help raise awareness about domestic abuse and the supports available to people and families. 5 years ago, a community Garda, Stacey Luby, recognised the impact the pandemic restrictions were having on people living in fear. She showed how An Garda Síochána and the Domestic Abuse Services in Navan could support people to tell them that the restrictions on movement didn't apply to those fleeing domestic abuse. So this simple yet effective initiative, which was started by one Garda's desire to help, something which we see daily from dedicated Gardaí all around the country, is now a national awareness campaign which reaches right around Ireland. We know that domestic abuse has a cruelty and a relentlessness to it. It destroys every part of a person's life. We understand that domestic abuse forces a person to stay silent, and therefore contacting Gardaí can be so daunting. We want to reassure women, men and children that you are not alone and help is out there. So by the end of 2024, more than 65,000 domestic abuse related contacts were received by An Garda Síochána, and to date in 2025 there have been over 21,000 contacts. I want to reassure everybody that we will listen, we will advise, we will support, we will investigate and we will prosecute perpetrators. We are here no matter what, day or night. An Garda Síochána has a zero tolerance for victim blaming. Nobody has the right to abuse you. The reality for us is that while a number of people reaching out to An Garda Síochána is increasing, and we see that as a positive reflection on the trust and the confidence people have in us, we also know and we understand that there are hundreds of people who still can't make that call to their local Garda station to let us know that they need help. And that's why we have this campaign, and it's why we have this campaign in partnership with the dedicated support services which are in every community, along with the national support services which have a 24/7 response. And it is hoped that this increased visibility and this outreach will lead to an increase in reports of domestic abuse so that we can continue to keep people safe. We know that if domestic abuse exists in a relationship or in a family, then it'll always be present. And just because there is no crisis incident, it's not because all is well, it's because the victim has made themselves so compliant. And the only way domestic abuse will cease is if the offender believes that the consequences to them are so great. And our role in prosecuting ensures that the abuser is held accountable for their crimes and that there is a real punishment. It is undeniable that the road to freedom from an abuser can be difficult, but many brave victims have publicly spoken and speak to us about how getting away from their abuser, working with Gardaí through the court process, has positively impacted on their lives. In Ireland, we are one of only 3 countries worldwide who has a specific offence for coercive control, and since that was introduced in Ireland, there have been 52 prosecutions for the crime. The Criminal Justice Miscellaneous Provisions Act of 2023 saw further standalone offences for stalking, non-fatal strangulation and non-fatal suffocation. And whilst those offences always existed, this legislation calls them out as specific offences, specific crimes, in a language that people can understand. It is the case that researchers, law enforcement officials have determined that non-fatal strangulation is a leading indicator in escalating violence in a relationship, and it's a significant risk factor for homicide in women. Strangulation is a cruel and effective way of asserting dominance and control over a victim by starving them of oxygen. And you might think that immense effort is needed to actually strangle a person, but in fact strangulation can lead to death within 60 seconds. So to give you a flavour of the prosecutions, since that offence was introduced on the 1st of November 2023, there have been 67 prosecutions for the offence of non-fatal strangulation. 58 of those relate to domestic abuse. And that shows the critical value of that standalone offence. An Garda Síochána have initiated 12 prosecutions for the new offence of stalking, and since the offence was introduced, 6 of those relate to domestic abuse. And through the many brave survivors we speak to, and in the various cases that we investigate, we have seen that while it takes just one person to strip away all that matter to them, their dignity, their self-worth, their confidence and their voice, it does take a village to replace that and to repair all those broken pieces. That village is our society, it's our criminal justice system, it's the relentless work of our support agencies and An Garda Síochána. Too often we hear from victims who have said they're alone and have nowhere to go. Today's message is that you do have somewhere to go. Today is so important. We are here to shine a light for those who've had every single light turned off on them and who can't see a way through. Thank you.